Okay, number one, to solve this system, you have y equals this and y equals that. So because they both equal y, instead of writing y in this problem, you're going to write 2x plus 5 equals negative 3x minus 10. So we're going to add 3x to both sides. So we get 5x plus 5 equals negative 10. And then we are going to subtract 5 from both sides. So 5x equals negative 15. Divide both sides by 5 to get x equals negative 3. So if x is negative 3, right away we can tell it's c, but we should plug it in just to be safe. So y equals 2x plus 5. If I plug x in, y is 2 times negative 3 plus 5. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 plus 5. Y equals negative 1. So that's why our answer is C. For part D, where f of x equals g of x, that's where the graphs cross each other, and that would be point B. The y-intercept for f of x, so you take f of x and you follow it until you cross the y-axis. That's the x-axis. Keep going. It crosses the y-axis at point D. The x-intercept, where it crosses the x-axis. So we follow g of x until we cross the x-axis, which is right there at point C. And name all the points where f is below g. So f is this line, and this is below g all the way until we get to this point. So that's on points D and E. For number 3, it's a dotted line. So we write y, and it's above the dotted line, so we're going to put greater than. The slope is down 1, 2, 3, right 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's down 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's negative 3 over 4x. And then our y-intercept is right up here at positive 1, 2, 3, 4. So plus 4. Again, we got y. Since it's below the line, it is less than. Since it's a solid line, you put the or equal to symbol. The slope is up 1, 2, 3 over 1. So 3 over 1x. Our y-intercept is here at positive 2. So you put plus 2. So y is less than or equal to 3x plus 2. Okay, it says system of inequalities, but nothing shaded, so really this is just a system of equations. So right here, let's do this graph. This graph has a slope of up 2 over 1. So y equals 2 over 1x. The y-intercept is at negative 2. So y equals 2x minus 2. This other problem has a slope of down 1 over 1. So y equals negative 1 over 1x. And the y-intercept here is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the equation's y equals negative x plus 5. And it would be somewhere in here for the solution. Since it's not exact, we can't really guess. So just don't answer point B. For number 6, right here. So this graph is going to be up 2 over 1. So y equals 2 over 1x. The y-intercept is at 1, 2, 3, 4. So plus 4. So y is 2x plus 4. Underneath it, we have this slope. This slope is down 1 over 1. So y equals negative 1 over 1x minus 2. And that simplifies to negative x minus 2. And since they cross right here at this point, that's negative 2 comma 0. 7. Since y is already all by itself, I'm going to put parentheses around the equation, and I'm going to replace y with this. So negative x plus, don't write y, you're going to write 2x plus 4 instead. equals 2. Okay, so I replaced y with that. Negative x plus 2x is x, plus 4 is equal to 2. Subtract 4 from both sides, x equals negative 2. Plug negative 2 back into x. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, and negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So this is negative 2, 0. One solution. For number 8, this is a 4x, so I want this to be a negative 4x. So therefore, I'm going to multiply everything by negative 2. So my new system becomes negative 4x minus 6y equals 2, and 4x plus 6y equals 5. The x's cancel, the y's cancel, so we get 0 equals 2 plus 5 is 7, and that is not true, so you write no solution. For this problem, the top one, you can just divide everything by 2. So y equals 3x minus 3. And we're going to replace y in the other equation with this. So we get 9x minus 3 times 3x minus 3 equals 9. Again, I'm replacing the y with everything in the parentheses. Distribute, negative 3 times 3x is negative 9x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9 equals 9. 9x minus 9x cancels, and we get 9 equals 9. And that means that there are infinite solutions. Okay, so solve the system by graphing. So we have to graph each of these. I'm going to put this side by side. Okay. So we need to get y by itself, so subtract 2x from both sides. So 2y equals negative 2x plus 4. Then divide everything by 2, and we get y equals negative x plus 2. And on this problem, we're going to actually, y is already by itself, which have to get rid of the 3. Divide everything by 3, and we get 3y divided by 3 is y. Negative 3x divided by 3 is negative x. And then 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. So this says start at 2 and go down 1 over 1. Down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. So on and so forth. And connect them with a straight line because it says equals. So there's the first one. The next one says start at negative 4. 2, 3, 4. And go also down 1 over 1. So down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And we get our slope, or our line. These are parallel, which means that there is no solution. Okay, to solve the system, the y's are equal and opposite, so those will cancel. 3x plus 2x is 5x. 1 plus 4 is 5. And divide both sides by 5 to get x equals 1. Plug 1 back into x. So instead of 2x plus y equals 4, it's 2 times 1 plus y equals 4. Subtract 2 on both sides, and y equals 2. 1 comma 2 is your answer. For 12, we need to multiply the fraction by the LCD. Here's how I find the LCD. I start with 4, the bigger number. Is 4 divisible by 3? No, so I'm going to add another 4. 8, is 8 divisible by 3? No, add another 4. 12 is divisible by 3, so I multiply everything on top by 12. So the top problem stays the same. But on the bottom, 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so that's 9x. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, so plus 8y. 12 times 8 is 96. And I have equal, but I don't have opposite, so that means I need to multiply everything up here by negative 1. So negative 9x minus 8y equals negative 8. And 9x plus 8y equals 96. Those both cancel and leave you with 0. This gives you 88. And since 0 does not equal 88, you write no solution. 13. We have opposite, but we don't have equal. So we're going to flip and multiply. So since this is a 2 on top, I multiply everything on the bottom by 2. This is a 3 on the bottom, so I multiply everything on top by 3. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 3y is 9y. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6x. 4 times y is negative 8y. And 14 times 2 is negative 28. Okay. So we have equal x's, but they're not opposite. So I'm going to multiply everything by a negative 1. You get to choose which one. I'm choosing the bottom. So we now have 6x plus 9y equals 6. And negative 6x plus 8y equals 28. So the x's cancel. 9 plus 8 is 17y. And we have 34. So divide both sides by 17, and y equals 2. We have y. Now we need to find x. So you plug it back into an original equation. So 2x plus 3y equals 2. That's 2x plus 3 times 2 equals 2. 2x plus 6 equals 2. Subtract 6 on both sides, and 2x is negative 4. Divide both sides by 2 to get x is negative 2. And write your final answer as a point. One solution. Okay. For 14, all of these have decimals except for the 2. So I make that a 2.0. And now I can move all the decimals right one space. So this becomes 6x minus 4y equals 20. And 4x plus y equals 6. This is a negative 4y, so I want a positive 4y for them to cancel. So I'll multiply everything down here by 4. So 6x minus 4y equals 20. And 16x plus 4y equals 24. Y's cancel. 6 plus 16 is 22x. 20 plus 24 is 44. And divide both sides by 22 to get x equals 2. Okay, graph the inequalities. First, you need to get y by itself. Sweet. Okay, so to get y by itself, I have to subtract 3x from both sides, move x. So minus y is less than or equal to negative 3x plus 2. And then I need to divide everything by a negative 1 to get y by itself. So y, when you divide by a negative, you flip the sign. And negative 3 divided by negative 1 is positive 3x. 2 divided by 1 is negative 2. So you start at negative 2. And you go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Since there's a line underneath it, it is a solid line, not a dashed line. And it says greater than. So I can pick a point on the line. Greater than means above. So everything on this side gets shaded. Anything that's in here is a solution to the system. For this one, you need to get y by itself. Subtract 2x on both sides. So negative 3y is greater than negative 2x plus 6. Divide everything by negative 3. And y is, when you divide by a negative, the sign flips. That almost got me. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. And 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. So start at negative 2. And you're going to go up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 1, 2, 3. And since this does not have a line underneath it, it needs to be a dashed line. So let's draw our dashed line. And it says less than, so you shade below the line. Purse contains 40 nickels and dimes. So you're at 40 equals N plus D. If the total value is $3.25, that's actually 325 cents. And nickels are worth 5 and dimes are worth 10. So I need to make them equal and opposite. So if that's a positive 5n, I want a negative 5n. I'm going to multiply everything by negative 5. So we get negative 200 equals negative 5n minus 5d, and 325 equals 5n plus 10d. So combine those, 125 equals, those cancel, negative 5 plus 10 is 5d, and divide both sides by 5 to get 25 equals d. She had 25 dimes. Take this and plug it back into your original problem. So 40 equals n plus 25. Subtract 25 from both sides, and we get 15 equals n. So there are 25 dimes and 15 nickels. Okay, same kind of problem. 60 equals n plus d. 60 dimes and nickels. If the total value is $5.20, so 520 equals 5n plus 10d, because dimes are worth 10. I want to make sure that this is a negative 5n, so everything gets multiplied by negative 5. So your new system is now negative 300 equals negative 5n minus 5d, and we have 520 equals 5n plus 10d. So combine them, 220 equals negative 5 plus 10 is 5d. Divide both sides by 5, and we get 44 equals d. There are 44 dimes. Plug it back into our original problem. 60 equals n plus d, or 60 equals n plus 44. Subtract 44 on both sides, and 16 equals n. There are 16 nickels, 44 dimes. For a party, you can spend no more than $100 on food. So 100 is the biggest that you could go. And if hot dogs cost $2 and burgers cost $4, so I'm going to let hot dogs be y. So hot dogs here. And burgers are going to be my x. So 100 is greater than or equal to 2y plus 4x. Okay, let me switch this around real quick. I'm going to put 2y. See how the arrow is pointing to 2y? I want to make sure the arrow still points over here. So 2y plus 4x needs to point towards 2y. Less than 100. So I'm going to move 4x. So 2y is less than or equal to negative 4x plus 100. Divide everything by 2. Y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 50. So I start at positive 50. So if I count these by 5s, start here. And I go down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Now here's the thing. I'm counting this by 5, so this is going to be a lot harder for me to count if I'm counting this grid by 10s. So instead of doing down 2 over 1, if I multiply this top and bottom by 5, I get negative 10 over 5. So I go down 10 over 5. Down 10 over 5. down 10 over 5, down 10 over 5, down 10 over 5. Okay, because that is literally what the squares are worth. And since you can't spend more, it has to be less than, you shade underneath it. Okay, 3 pizzas and 2 sodas. Sorry, 2 pizzas and 3 sodas. I'm going to call sodas Y because my S's look like 5s. Are $22. And 3 pizzas plus 5 sodas is equal to 34. So I need to flip and multiply the front. Everything gets multiplied by 3 on the top. Everything gets multiplied by 2 on the bottom. 6p plus 9y is equal to 66. And 6p plus 10y is equal to 68. And here's the thing, they're equal but they're not opposite. So I'm going to multiply the top by -1. Everything gets multiplied by -1. So negative 6p minus 9y equals negative 66. And 6p plus 10y equals 68. P's cancel. I get y is equal to 2. So sodas cost $2. Plug it back into my original problem. 2p plus 3y equals 22. So plugging back in for y for sodas, I get 2p plus 6 equals 22. Subtract 6 on both sides, and 2p is equal to 16. And divide both sides by 2 to get p equals 8. There were 8 pizzas, 2 sodas,